everyone, it's Courtney. What can I say? I am back stash diving. I found quite the pile of yarns as I was diving into just one of my stash boxes. I think we're going to use it to try and make a really cute little headband that I can put over my ears to keep my little ears warm in the cold, because if you have a ponytail or something like that, you may understand I can't always put a hat on, and if I leave my hair down, it gets tangled. So I figure with the ear warmers, you get the best of both worlds. You get your ears and like your forehead to be nice and warm, and also I get to keep my braid.
We are going to start by doing something that I've seen another YouTube creator do online recently, which is unravel something to get the yarn. So basically, I saw Holly-Anna unraveling like thrifted sweaters, which is something that I think is really cool and I might want to do in the future. A little foreshadowing there maybe, but right now I have these tiny little swatches that I made like way back 3.5 years ago, and I am going to attempt to unravel these to get these little scraps of yarn that I can work into my headband today. I really like this shade of pink, so I'm really glad to be able to unravel this hopefully and to get to work it into my headband. This is from a yarn that I ordered from the Lemonade Shop yarns in 2022. The dyer behind the Lemonade Shop yarns is amazing, and I definitely recommend you check them out if you are able to. But today we are just going to be unraveling this little pink swatch. I'm having a little bit of trouble. I'm not sure if this is the cast on or bind off edge. I could probably look at my stitches a little more closely and see, especially because I made this when I was still twisting the stitches. I don't know if that's going to make it more or less difficult to unravel, probably more, but let's see if we can get this edge done first. Alright, I'm taking out the scissors. I think this might be the bind off, and I'm taking out the scissors to try to cut a bit of this bind off. It looks like we sacrificed at least one piece of yarn being fully connected to the rest of the swatch, when hopefully we are able to unravel it. We have found the sweet spot, and it feels really satisfying to be able to go through and just unravel this yarn. Off camera, I wound up this yarn into a tiny ball so that I can work from it to make my awesome headband. I actually have a second yarn swatch. This yarn is also dyed by the Lemonade Shop yarns. I believe this is their Shark Bait colorway or Shark Bite. We are going to do the same thing that we did with the little pink swatch. We are going to try to unravel one of the ends to eventually unravel the whole swatch and put it into a nice little ball that we can work from. What I've decided to do here is just slowly undo the bind off, and we will see how far I can get with that. At this point, I think that I'm going to give up on this edge, and we are going to try to undo this top edge here, which, looking at the stitches, I believe is the cast on edge. You guys, it's working. Look how easily this top edge is coming off, especially compared to that other edge I was working on. I'm just gonna go ahead and wind this up into a ball real quick. I'm gonna try and kind of do this as I go. So that way it will just be so much more satisfying. Look, all this yarn is still in one piece. Success! I'm going to finish winding this yarn up into a ball. Success! We now have a second little scrap from a swatch. This yarn is a number 4 weight yarn. I hand dyed it myself in our old apartment with a little bit of food coloring. I really like these green colors, but as you can see, I have just a small amount left, so I'm going to try and work them into my headband. This is the order that I've put the yarns in to be worked into the headband.
Our thickest yarn is this number 4 weight. And I would usually try to then hold 4 fingering weight yarns together to equal a number 4 weight throughout the piece. However, I think I'm just gonna I'm gonna be a little bit messy. I'm sure that's fine. I'm sure that's fine. And we are going to let the base yarn weight for this piece be a number 2 weight, DK weight yarn. We're just gonna go with it. I'm just gonna let the number 4 weight pieces be a little bit thicker than the rest. For this, I think even doing a thick thin would be really cool. So you could have some spots of the headband or of your scrappy piece be a little bit thinner than other spots. There's even some things called like a thick thin yarn where it's thick on one side and like thin a little farther down the yarn. I think that's so cool. I love the variation in textures. So let's get working with it. Let's go. Okay, I've got I hope this is a good number of cast on stitches, cast on, and I'm just going to knit 2, purl 2 down the piece. I did decide to cast on just 6 to 10 more stitches. Now I'm going to put on some other crafters YouTube videos and get to work on my headbands. I'm about to step out. I've got something that I need to go and do, but real quick, I just wanted to show you that I've made it pretty far already. It didn't feel like I was making progress very quickly because I think part of it is that I've gotten used to working with this awesome super bulky weight yarn, and I've also gotten used to crochet. Obviously, super bulky weight yarn is going to make your project go a lot quicker, but I think that crochet is generally recognized as faster too. It's not just me that's saying that. I've heard other people say that, and I think it's a pretty generally held idea. Yeah, there might be something to that. Hey everybody, I'm back. I had a little snack and I'm ready to get back to work on this. But before we do, I wanted to show you that thankfully I remembered that when knitting, if you're making something like this, the edges will generally curl. So I added this little 2 stitches of knit on the first and last stitches. So yeah. Hopefully that will keep it from curling so much. It is still curling a little bit, but I hope that that will block out. Hey everyone, it's Courtney. It's the next day. Wow, my face is a little bit red. I couldn't sleep much last night. It's fine. Right now I'm doing some meal prep, so I'm still hoping to get to my knitting, but it might just be a little later in the day. All right, everyone, I finished with that, and now I'm hoping to get some work on the knitting done.
This is how far I got on it yesterday. I'm really loving this yellow.
I can't lie. I'm really thinking I should get back into knitting. I'm really thinking there's more things that I should knit.
Woo! Hey everyone, it's Courtney. So as you can see, I've rearranged a few of the colors from the beginning plan of what I thought I was going to do. And also yesterday, I added this yellow and this pink in.
Hey Hey, everybody. Today it is Friday. It is the last day of the work week. I am happily working on this project. Now, today it is pretty cold. It's probably the coldest it's been since we moved to Nebraska. I don't know, it might be a little bit ambitious, but I just think it'd be lovely if I did get this finished today and then I could put it on and keep my ears all nice and warm. Okay, everyone, we are actually hanging out watching Queer Eye. I just finished my little headband. I actually love it so much. I think that the two knit stitch border on the ends, I think it looks really nice. It almost looks like it has a tiny bit of a picot edge, just as I'm looking at my phone. But I'm really pleased with it. As you can see, I'm just loving. I love the colors. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I'm so glad I got to make this, and thanks for joining me on this journey and just walking with me through this experience. I can't wait to maybe use some of the skills that we've learned to make some more things, maybe some more things for staying nice and warm, and I'll see you in the next one.